everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing The Savage Hawkman, issue number 3. Take a look at this comic cover right here. Now, issue number 3 starts off with Carter Hall, Hawkman, flying back to where the evil alien Morphicus, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, I'm still iffy on it, where he came from, and he finds an interesting message from an alien race. Apparently this Morphicus, again, pardon me if I say the name wrong, is a plague. Kind of. He's an alien that spreads his plague amongst the inhabitants of the planet. He was able to be captured once and was sent off into space as a imprisonment forever. Although, why would you ever do that? Why would you ever send a threat out into space? Chances are it's going to fall onto a planet. My answer for disposing of evil aliens? Throw them into the sun. What's going to happen? Nothing. They're going to burn up. But anyways, he was sent out into space and he just happened to come across Earth. Or at least his ship did. He was reactivated. However, there is one way of defeating him. He has one weakness. But the ship blows up before Hawkman finds this out, and he flies back to his friends to try to get a little bit more information on who might have released this evil alien, because he didn't get out on his own. Then we also cut to the people that have Morphicus right now. They are dissecting him, but they find out that he's still alive despite the fact that they're dissecting him. Hawkman then shows up, and shit hits the fan. I won't go into any more about what goes down, but, well, there's a few twists and turns here and there. So let's get into the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. Well, first thing is we get a little bit more backstory of who this alien is. It's kind of cliche of a bit of a backstory, but at least we get to learn a little bit more of who he is. And the plot seems to be moving forward, and also Carter Hall is written, for the most part, in character. I like particularly when Carter Hall is interrogating someone and he smashes the guy's face into a window saying, "We could have done this the easy way, now we're doing it the hard way." Because Hawkman is kind of a badass. He's kind of a brute. I hate to use this comparison, but he really is kind of DC's version of Wolverine. Think about it. The helmets are kind of the same, but both of them live for a long time. Both of them are brutes when it comes down to combat. Both of them have a healing factor of some sort. Wolverine is genetic. The nth metal is Hawkman's. Both of them are proficient fighters, most like more in melee than anything. And although they're older men and they're cultured men, they tend to allow their emotions to control them. Although I've always considered Hawkman a little bit better than Wolverine, not because Wolverine is part of Marvel. I actually liked Wolverine when I was younger. It's because Hawkman has more levels to him. Wolverine lived for, what, 100 plus years? Was he born in like 18-something, 1870-something? I don't know. Hawkman's been around for lifetimes. And it just gives a little bit more levels to the character. But that's just me, probably. But again, I like Hawkman in this. I think he's badass. And bad. Now the art is good, but it's not art that I would do for Hawkman. The art looks okay, especially when Hawkman's in his Hawkman armor, but it's art that I would use more for like a Legends of the Dark Knights Batman comic, because everyone kind of has a grim, dark tone to them, kind of have a grainy filter over them, even though that it's not there. It feels like it's there. You know, kind of a very brownish, blackish, orangish, very low, dark colors, kind of earthy colors almost, and it's really something that I would use in a darker comic. I don't think it would be good in a superhero comic, especially one that is part of the Justice League brand of DC Comics. So, the art is good, but it's not for what this is. Maybe that's just me. I know a lot of people that enjoy the art for this, and the art is good, but it's just not what I would do for Hawkman. Tony Daniel is writing this. I don't see why he's not drawing this, except for maybe the fact that it's a lot of work to draw and write at the same time. And he is drawing and writing these Detective Comics, so maybe I should retract that statement. But the fact of the matter is I would have chosen a different artist for this. I would have actually switched this artist with someone else from a different comic, because his art is good. It's just not for Hawkman. And there's a few moments, and you know what really bothers me is how much this is paced when it comes down to Hawkman and his investigations. He's flying around, then he lands. He's flying around, then he lands. He's flying around, then he lands. He has to talk to his friends, Then he has to investigate. Talk to his friends, and he's investigate. You Hawkman just bust into a place and start pounding heads. There's a lot of stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. I don't really care for it. Whether or not you should get it. The issue is the series is getting slightly better, but I still feel as though it's on kind of the weekend when it comes down to overall story. It's not the direction I thought Hawkman was going to go, and we get this new badass armor for Hawkman, and we're not even exploring it that much. So I would like to see the story get better. I think after the first story arc, we can hopefully see better things from the second story arc, because issue number 4, I think, is the end of the first story arc. Pretty quick. Yes, Hawkman issue number 3 is better than issue number 1 and 2, but is still on the lower end of the pedestal. So unless you're a big Hawkman fan, I would probably hold off on it. Maybe issue number 5, which I think is where the new story arc is where it gets better. We'll just have to see. But I love Hawkman, so I'll stick by this comic. With that said, this is Andrew saying peace out for now.